Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cinder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is Dr. Mary Jean Vignone, who is the board president for NAWBO, National Association of Women Business Owners. Welcome, Mary Jean.
Well, thank you, Cinder. Thank you for having me here today.
Yes, you have a great organization, and you've been going for quite a while. So tell us a little bit, how would you describe NAWBO?
The National Association of Women Business Owners, known as NAWBO,
Yes.
is a national organization, as the name suggests. So there are chapters in most cities throughout the United States.
Really?
And Santa Barbara, we have our Santa Barbara chapter. We in Santa Barbara, I think we started in about 2007. Don't hold me to that date, but right around that time. So we've been here in Santa Barbara for quite some time. But NAWBO National has been around for over 50 years.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So well established in that. NAWBO provides advocacy for women business owners. We also provide a lot of educational programs. Like there's one educational program, and I don't know if you've heard about, a women-owned business designation that a lot of women who own businesses, they own 51% of the business, they can apply for this, and they're kind of certified, which opens up doors for some contracts and such.
Wow.
So that's like one of the educational programs. But there's a major amount of educational programs. There's networking. Here in Santa Barbara, we focus on our community. So in building our community of women-owned businesses. And when you're a women-owned business, you're, especially if you have your solopreneur, as we call them, you're operating by yourself. You might be a coach. You might be a consultant. You might be a photographer. You know, there's all the different kinds of solopreneurs. And sometimes we get very lonely because who else, you know? It's not like working in a large organization where you have friends and such. So being part of a group like NAWBO, we built a community in Santa Barbara. NAWBO Santa Barbara is all about our community and helping each other and talking about some of the problems we have where we don't necessarily have the expertise in that area. So you can always turn to people in NAWBO. You also have the resources on the national level. Even there's a California chapter. So they do a lot of work too. They have a program they call Propel, and they do it once a year, which is all around education and at the whole educational piece, advocacy, having your business, just knowing how to run businesses, learning from others. So, yeah.
Interesting. So you talked about advocacy. So does NAWBO then advocate on behalf of women's business owners on a national and state level?
Yes.
Or how does that work?
Yes, we do. Yes. Absolutely. Well, let me tell you, 50 years ago, that's why this NAWBO started. Was in 1975, women were not allowed to have a loan. Banks would not lend to women unless they had a man sign for them.
Oh my gosh.
So even if you were wealthy, if you were independently wealthy, you still had to find a man to sign. Even if you weren't married, you had to find somebody, a male, to sign on your loan. So a bunch of women got together in Washington, D.C. They were women business owners, and they were like, this isn't working for us. We need to change this. So they went about forming a group, which eventually became the National Association of Women Business Owners. And so it was really grounded in that advocacy. So we started in that place that these women went and lobbied and got and the law, I think it's called H.R. 5050, which was finally passed in the early 1980s, and it made it illegal for banks to discriminate against women.
Wow.
So then everything started shifting. So then they decided to get to go more broad based and saying, what else do women business owners need? And they started developing more programs, more ways of women connecting with each other. And then the chapter started. So they started building the chapters in all over the United States. And now we're international as well.
Oh.
So we're helping women in international areas really stand up to be full women business owners and create the kind of energy that we need for women to take on leadership roles.
That is great. So
Yeah.
how long have you been a member of NAWBO?
I've been a member since 2019.
Okay.
So I could tell you how I got in there.
Yeah, I want to know how you heard about it. Why? What was your motive for joining?
Well, I was actually still working full time. So I worked, as you know, I know you know, but people may not know that I work for banks. So I worked for Santa Barbara Bank and Trust, and then was acquired by Union Bank. So I had all of that. But I had my MBA, had my PhD that I've gone through as I was working. And it came to the point where I said, okay, this is going to be our 8th restructure in the organization. I really would like to go out on my own. So I started putting together a business plan. I started putting together a website. And even though I had an MBA, I still didn't know, well, how am I going to do this? What are all the little ins and outs that I need to know? So I happened to be at an event, and I've met a colleague of mine. And she was at the time, Allie Ortega. I don't know.
Oh,
I
yes,
think you
yes,
know
I do
Allie.
know Allie.
She is still in banking, Allie, but she also has her own business. And she was the incoming president for NAWBO, Santa Barbara. So, we connected, and she said, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm starting this business. She go, you got to join NAWBO. So I went to a meeting, and it was great. But it was 2019, so I joined. And then what happened? COVID. Okay, so that kind of delayed my exit from from the bank for a while, but not that long, because I wound up leaving. I had the opportunity to leave in October of 2020. So then it's like, okay, now I'm ready to start my own business.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of the benefits you've experienced from being a member of NAWBO, or some of the things you've learned?
Well, first off, the benefits is having that kind of sisterhood, of being able to connect with women who have similar situations as you do. I've always been in managing. I've managed big groups of people. I managed since I was 23 years old. And then all of a sudden, I am alone. It's me, I got to manage myself. Oh, I got to do this myself. So it's connecting and finding women that can support me in having other skills that I might need. So that's like the connection. It's also the connection when you get to know people. Like most recently, we had a panel discussion with a CPA, an attorney, and a wealth manager to kind of talk to us about us women business owners, about all of the things that we need to know that we might not have known. And all these little nuances. And I learned a lot, even after 5 years of being in my own business. I learned like, oh, I got to get that done. Or, yes, I wasn't thinking about that. So it's all about learning and then connecting with experts also who are part of the membership, as well as some of our speakers as well that comes in, to learn about what else do I need to know as a business owner? How do I grow my business? How do I attract clients? What do I need to do to set up my business? Am I a solopreneur, proprietor? Am I going to do an LLC? Am I going to do an S Corp? All of these things that come into play. How about my social media? What is social media? How do I do that? There's people that know social media. So we provide a lot of educational programs, but we also provide that kind of connection. So, just to come in and learn and grow with each other, and build that community, so that you're not feeling alone. You're not feeling like nobody knows us.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who I am. Yeah.
So you meet once a month, do you?
We usually have a once a month event of some sort. So as I mentioned, we recently had that one that was more of a lunch and learn. So it was in the midday, and people were able to come and have lunch and learn something
From the panel.
that we had. But sometimes we have a speaker on a lunch and learn, and other types of topics. We also have more social aspects, networking. So we do maybe an evening event, and it might be at a winery, or it might be at another women business owner. It might be at their place. It's a member. So we bring people together. We have some sort of, at least an educational piece in there. And then we also have people being able to talk about their business. What do you do? How do you do it? And just have that kind of understanding of who else is in the room. So we make sure that we have that. Sometimes we do a bingo game at our coffee. We have these caffeinated and connect coffee meetups. And we do those. And most of them we charge a fee to come, but the caffeinated and connect are free. So we ask people to come that are NAWBO curious.
Oh, golly.
So that they want to learn about it. But you don't have to be a member. There's no pressure to be a member. It's just come enjoy the company of other women in business. We, at the last one, we had breakout groups where we talked about, what is your most pressing problem right now? And what would you need from others? So, and it was so much, because you can just tell women were like connecting and saying, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I went through that, and here's what you can do. And I tried this, and this worked. And so just to have those kind of conversations is so critical in helping to support women. And that's really what we want. But, I mentioned the advocacy. So we are very active. We're still very active in that, in the national thing. And we have one of our board members that is focused as a advocacy chair. So she attends all the meetings, and we get a lot of support from national in that regard. But she attends the meetings, and then is able to come and bring that information, like what are the key elements that we as women business owners need to know of the changes that are happening in the law. And that she'll bring that information. We'll include it in our newsletter that we put out, and we also may highlight it in certain events when appropriate. And we want women to really know that we're doing this. A lot of people don't know that we're actually doing this. So we have a seat at the table in Washington, and we have a seat at the table in Sacramento.
That is great. You folks are busy.
Yeah, we are. Very busy.
Gosh, I can really see. So there's the connection, there's the education, and a person joins. I mean, there's a membership that they sign up for.
Yes, there's a membership fee. And periodically, the National will have either a fall or spring membership drive. So they'll have like a little discount on the kind of an initiation fee that you would pay. And it's still relatively reasonable in comparison to maybe some other organizations that have membership. But part of that membership goes to the chapter that we're in to help support us. And then another part goes back to the national to help with the ongoing education and the advocacy.
And the advocacy, Yeah. Well, that is great. I can definitely see, why someone would join. So, but you said that some non-members are welcome to some of the events, all of the events. Let's say someone wants to just come in.
All of our events. So our members get a discounted rate.
I see.
But,
okay.
We welcome everyone, and we have what we call NAWBOs. which is our males that come, the
Oh,
men that come in. We call them
really?
NAWBOs. Oh, our NAWBOs are here. So we invite men too. It's not like you have to be a woman to come to our events. We've had men coming to our events all the time.
Wow.
And then we have one event. Cinder, you were out this year. You were our philanthropic champion.
Yeah, I was.
At what we call Bravo. So once a year we put on, and it's usually in the springtime, we put on a program that if it really honors all of the incredible women we have here in Santa Barbara. So not just women business owners, but like for you who are very much involved, you're involved in all the nonprofits and you're doing this too to support nonprofits. So we wanted to recognize you for your phenomenal work that you do in the community. We also had an educational another educational champion. And so we honored that person. Then we had a business leader of the year, business owner of the year. We had a lifetime achievement award, and we had an up and coming new business entrepreneur award. And then what I really love about it, we have a Rising Star. And the Rising Star Awards go to high school students that have done some sort of entrepreneurial thing. This year we had two wonderful, incredible young women.
Yeah, they were
weren't they impressive?
Yeah, they were so impressive.
Oh my goodness. And they started the TEDx in their high school. Just did it themselves, the two of them, just, partnered into it. And we usually only honor one, but when we read the nomination form for those two young women, we said we have to give them both. I mean, they did it together.
Yeah.
So it was so hard. And you leave we had over 150 people there. And
it was a wonderful event.
You just leave feeling uplifted.
Yeah.
You hear the stories from all of these different women, and they're very different in what they do, their careers, their different stages of life. And here they are sharing their stories, and they're such rich stories. And I know the mother of one of the Rising Stars came to me afterwards and thanked me, not just for the award. She said, but you don't understand what this means to my daughter.
Oh, sweet.
She is so inspired now. She has seen there are women that are so successful. And that's what we really try to do. We try to bring that out into the public eye, making sure that everyone, and of course, we had lots of men there. So
yes, I remember there were men.
So we had lots of NAWBOs there. So yeah.
Great. So a person could go on your website and they could find out things like how to join.
Yes.
All the different events that are happening, when and where, and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
That would be a good thing.
That would be a great thing
for people to do.
Yes, that would be a really good thing to connect with us. And if they are NAWBO curious, at least once a quarter, we're offering that. It's a coffee meetup. Okay. And you just show up. We'll
and that would be on the website as well.
And that'll be on the website too. So you just show up, and wherever you are, you have to register so we at least know. But, you know, if you bring a friend, it's okay too. Yeah. And then you just connect with other women, and, no commitment, no
Sounds
cost.
Pretty great.
And we really want to invite people to come to that and to look for those dates that we have it. I know it's every few months that we're doing it, about every 3 months that we're offering that.
So we have a little less than a minute. Do you have any final word for our audience about NAWBO?
Well, I would say come join us. We're a fun group. We like to have fun, and we like to learn, and we like to grow our businesses, and we like to be part of a community. So if you're interested in being part of a community, making connections, and growing your business, we're the place to be.
Yes. Wow. Sign me up. Thank you so much for all your great work, for being the board president this year, and
Thank you.
for telling your wonderful story on 805 Focus.
Thank you for having me here.
And thanks for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.